Good evening. Good evening, folks, and welcome to episode 19 of the Monday Weekend Wrap-Up Summer Series. Welcome in Hussein, Wasif, Stefan, who else? Mr. Terra, Cheese Leaf Geek. Welcome into the stream, guys. We got a great show tonight. We're going to be talking transfers. I mean, what else is there to talk about this week? We got transfers to talk about, and we'll talk a little bit of World Cup coming up, also some Nations League. And we have some fun trivia tonight. Let's meet the guests. Let me unmute myself. There we go. Here are the guests for this evening. We have coming in from Montreal, Canada. We have Mr. HighlyUnconvinced. Welcome in, Highly. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, Cart. Thanks for having me. How are you?
Yeah, doing good. Nice to have you here and fully technically up to speed here. Also, we have, as always, joining us over the phone, we have Mr. Dond205. Don, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on with everybody? How y'all doing, man? What's up, Convinced, Spur? Milo, what's good with it, man? How y'all doing? What's going on? So with y'all boys? Everybody just watching too, man. How y'all doing? Appreciate y'all being here tonight.
Doing good. And we got, from Columbus, Ohio, we got Mr. HoffSpur. Hoff, how you doing, man? Welcome in.
Fantastic.
Doing good. And joining us from Vancouver, BC, Canada, we got a twofer tonight. We got Milo, and who's with you, Milo?
Chloe.
We have Chloe with us, an avid Manchester United fan, joining us.
Yo.
Hell no.
Anyways, well, glad to have everyone here. Let's take a look at some of the topics we're going to be covering tonight. Qatar, like we mentioned earlier, is all set to go. We're going to look at some done deals in the transfer market, looking at top six and some other deals as well. Transfer rumors. We'll talk about some transfers, maybe for your club, what you're hoping for, what you think is going to happen. We have an open panel section. Anything chat wants to talk about, we'll chat about any of that good stuff. We'll talk about a little eFootball, plus some video games, all that good stuff. Then we have a trivia question. That's for the guests. Chat can answer as well. And then we have our interactive quiz. That's with our on-screen overlay for the slideshow. It's for the slideshow on stream every day of the week. We'll have that going. Then we have our weekly check-in as always. And if we have a little extra time, we'll talk anything we missed, anything we want to talk about, anything. And by the way, guests, at any time, if you guys want to pop in with a question for chat, for me, for anybody, talk about anything, let's just go for it. It's this is the summer. It's kind of laid back. Let's not restrict ourselves and not talk about things we want to. Not even limited to football. Anyways, let's move on to the first topic. The final real games of the competitive season were kind of wrapped up. We have our final team of the group phase in Qatar. We have Costa Rica qualified the day after last week's show on Tuesday. They jump into Costa Rica, Spain, Germany, and Japan group is now complete. Tough group to hop into. Japan. Spain and Germany, clear favorites in there. And Costa Rica and Japan will be fighting for something from there. What do you guys think? Did you guys see the Costa Rica game? Anyone catch any of that?
Only highlights.
Yeah, only highlights for myself.
What I loved is the lone goal was scored by Joel Campbell. An Arsene Wenger product. So therefore, Arsene Wenger, he's done it again.
Arsene Wenger. Legendary. Yeah, they hop into that group with Spain, Germany, and Japan. Hoff, what do you think is going on in there? Who's getting out of that group?
I don't think. Well, I will say I think Costa Rica have a non-zero chance of getting through, just because Navas can completely control a game. He might be overwhelmed. He probably will be overwhelmed, but he has the ability to scrape points for. I don't know. It's up to Joel Campbell and others to actually get 3 points, but he can keep the other team off the board. criminally underrated goalkeeper. He's fantastic.
Yep. Yeah. What do you think, Highly? Any chance of there being an upset in this group?
So when you look at teams like Costa Rica and Japan, those are teams that are very, very, very fit, right? Like what they lack in skills, they make up for in a lot of athleticism. They have nonstop engines. Their stamina is usually really, really high. Their endurance as well. And, you know, Hoff makes a great point about Keylor Navas. You know, let's not forget 2014 World Cup. I mean, he had to be, I don't remember if he won the best keeper of the tournament, but he was lights out. Him and Ochoa, I think, also were very standouts. That's where they really, you know, cut their teeth, right? That was where they really made a name for themselves. And someone like Navas can be the difference maker, and he loves playing for his country. On the other hand, we've got Spain and Germany, which are, you know, two European juggernauts, right? Like these are, so it's very easy to consider either one of those teams favorites, you know, like regardless of where your allegiances may lie, like you can say, oh yeah, Germany has a chance. Yeah, Spain has a chance as well. So I don't really see Costa Rica moving forward. I wouldn't be surprised if they finished last in that group, to be honest.
Yeah. Great point. Energy levels are high on those teams though, yeah. So maybe later in the group, you know, they could or later in the group games they could cause some problems if a team needs a point here or there or something.
Actually, I think Japan are my dark horse in that group. But obviously it's hard to look past Germany and Spain.
Yeah, man, that's tough. That's a tough out. That's a tough out right there, man.
The Germans have a knack of going deep in tournaments, and the Spanish. Spain's the one I think that could miss out maybe on the knockout phase, but we'll see.
I can't remember in 2018. Did Germany they didn't get out of the group or no? Did they get? No, they did get out of the group.
They got beat by Mexico. I remember 1-0 in that game.
Yeah.
They got beat by Mexico.
Remember that Cruz goal on that free kick, right?
Yeah.
Like that. Anyways.
Well, you'll notice that there's a common factor here that's lacking for both Germany and Spain. They don't have that striker, that one that like, you know, the one that imposes that fear in. So they have Werner, who's, you know, recently come into form. We saw he had a pretty decent season this past season in the Premier League, but they don't have an all-out like just goal scorer, someone to come in and score goals on a consistent basis. And whereas when you look at Spain, they have Morata, and the thing about Morata is, you know, his confidence has a tendency to waver, right? You'll notice when he's running with the ball, he has his eyes down. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that. That's not very conducive to being a potent goal scorer. He has the skills, he has the ability to do it, but I think where both those teams will surely be lacking the most is when it comes to scoring goals.
Yeah.
I see a couple of comments in the chat there about Germany they did finish bottom of their group in 2018, but that really was a team in transition from
it really was,
from that old guard to the newer generation, and I think that newer generation's going to be a little bit harder to deal with. So now,
Spain also has Gerard Moreno coming through, who's been rumored with a link to a bigger club from Villarreal. Let's catch up on chat. Jewel, welcome in from Madrid. Welcome in. And Cash has a question for Milo. How did you know that was Chloe, by the way?
They are non-identical twins. So
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Cool. What's the name of that? Is it fraternal?
Fraternal.
Yeah. Costa Rica had England, Italy, and Uruguay in their group in 2014 and topped it. Just a good point by Stefan. Navas, best keeper. Welcome in, Sonny. Neuer won Golden Glove in 2014. Yeah, that's a while back. Iran, welcome in. Donnarumma's failing. Korea knocked out Germany in the groups. Germany lost to Mexico and Korea in 2018. Spain need Fati to be fit if they want to win the World Cup. Ooh, that's a tricky one. Yep. Spain.
Everybody's sleeping on Germany though. That's wild to me. They're like a powerhouse club because back during those World Cups between 14 and 18, most of their players came from one or two clubs. It was either Bayern or Dortmund. So I'm saying like this year, I think this year's gonna be different for Germany. I believe in Germany, and I don't see Costa Rica and Japan. I think they're just going for to take pictures and hang out because after that group stage, it's gonna be all over, man. For Costa Rica and Japan, man. They're just going for drinks and pictures, man.
Let's just say Bayern, Dortmund, and Arsenal as well. Thank you, Meza.
Oh my God. Oh my
Thank you,
God.
Meza.
Moving on. Also, we have the Nations League. Couple interesting groups. Group One in League A. Denmark currently topping it with France at the bottom, and Hungary topping Group 3 with England at the bottom.
Yeah.
Very.
Ask me what I think.
I mean, is this
Milo?
Is it gonna? Will England try harder? For these last two games in September. Like, do you think this is a cause for concern? I mean, it will be decent World Cup warm up, as well. Yeah. So maybe they'll take it seriously. I don't know. What do you think about that? The Nations League games, Milo?
Well, I mean, look, as far as England goes, obviously an abysmal loss to Hungary is the biggest loss at home for England since like 1928 or something. Honestly, I told you last week how I feel about the Nations League, which is I don't have any feelings about it whatsoever. What I do have feelings about is England and Southgate. And I know Gareth has taken us deeper than we've ever gone. I don't know if you saw any of his comments after the Hungary game. He feels a little hard done by the fans because the team's had the most successful period under him in two major tournaments. So, to me, he was basically saying, I don't care about the Nations League. You know what I mean? Either. You know what I mean? I just was getting that from him.
Right.
But part of me wonders, and I've talked about this in the Discord with you and others, part of me wonders, does Southgate have other nations figured out what England are doing? Because it ain't that hard to see what we're doing. We rely heavily on set pieces. We rely heavily on, defensive, maybe their counter-attack. Like I said, set pieces, the Harry Kane backing into the defender, looking for the penalty business.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fun to watch, and there's a massive part of me that is like, fuck it, it's annoying. But there's another part of me that's like, okay, England are winning and we're getting to the final of a major tournament. I can't, that hasn't happened in my life. So it's like, I'm really torn. I'd much rather we were swashbuckling Terry Venables, not Euro 96 attacking football. Yeah, but I realize that might not be the way to get it done with the players that we have. So I'm okay with it to a point, but I think if teams have figured out, and like I said, it's not hard, figured out what Southgate's strategy is, and they plan for that and play around that, I think England could get torn apart quite easily. And it will also depend on the lineup and something else we spoke about, how married he is to that first 11 and willingness to rotate one or two big name players if necessary. If they're not quite firing on all cylinders, pull the trigger. I don't think he has the balls to do that, quite frankly.
Yeah,
fair enough. Any other thoughts about Nations League World Cup before we move on?
I just wanted to add on to what Milo was saying about England. I think England has an advantage that a lot of countries don't have, and that's the ability to work with the talent that they got too. Because I heard like us mention tonight about skill and talent, and a lot of times, like looking at it from a soccer aspect or whatever, we call it soccer, so football. We're not gonna have that debate here, so don't start that. But anyway, I'm just saying from like a soccer standpoint, it's like if you got the talent to get out on the field and play, then that's cool. But you also got to have some skill incorporated with that too. And I feel like England is going to be one of those teams that I feel like can make it all the way to the Final Four or even the Elite Eight and everything. And I think they can do good, man. I believe in England. I think this is their year, man. I think at their Euro 2020 performance that they had against Italy, I think they're going to be coming in with a chip on their shoulder. Obviously, with some stuff that went on, some extracurricular stuff that went on, but I believe in England. I'm giving them a chance, man. I think they can do it. I believe in them, and they're gonna beat the hell out of us. So I'm already.
Whoa!
Mute him. Cut him off. No,
actually,
November 25th. It's gonna be called soccer. Exactly.
We're gonna get obviously Hoff and Highly's thoughts on this as well. I wanted to say, I have a plan for something England versus USA themed in the run-up to that game. I got to talk to you about it offline. Don't let me forget.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
I'll remind you.
Soccer is coming home.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my god. Growing up, despite the fact that I live in a French province in Canada, right, where a lot of people, if they pay attention to soccer or football, most of the time they're paying attention to hockey here, right? It's all about the Montreal Canadiens. Most people in Quebec have a tendency to support France, and you guys know me, right? Like I like all the teams, but England has always been my number one team. Okay. Obviously this year, probably a little more Canada, maybe a little bit Egypt as well, but England they just disappoint. It's like they always just come short. They're always just this close. They're always missing just that one little thing. And it's like all these years and for decades now, I mean, just think about, let's say the last 15 years alone, all the major tournaments they had just in the midfield. They had the Gerrards and the Lampards and the back line.
We don't want to talk about that. That was a massive problem.
I understand, but also, like, I mean, where they are right now, it's, I look at the midfield and I think to myself, okay, like they have enough people that can move the ball forward, get it to Kane, get it to Sterling. I have an issue with Sterling. This is what I'll say. I have an issue with Sterling.
We'll get to Sterling,
One out of 2 games he's amazing, and then 1 out of 2 games he's what is that? It's like, who is that player? Maybe Sancho could get in. To Milo's point, Sancho getting in could be good as well. Saka, I was happy to see him get a chance, but it's just disappointing. It's just disappointing as an England fan every single tournament. So hopefully Don is right. Hopefully this is the year where they bring it home, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you this then. Highly convinced. Look, bro, in a 1v1, do you think Wales could beat England? Playing at their best. If both teams were at their best, who would you give a great chance of winning to?
It's funny that you asked that question, because as much as you would think on paper England has the advantage, right? They're like, I don't know that I would pick a single player from Wales over a single player from England.
Right.
But Wales have a tendency to have there's this chemistry between them, right?
They play with a lot of heart too. Yeah, you're right.
They play well together. And that's, I think, a bit of an issue for England, if I may.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
England, I think England opened up against Iran
together, because it did take them a playoff game to get there. Let's, we got to take that into account.
England, it's England-Iran, I think, is the first game, right? England-Iran, then England-USA, then Wales. So we'll see. All right, let's move on to some done deals. We're just going to go team by team somewhat quickly, Let's start with Tottenham. Hoff, you guys have signed Basuma, Perisic, and Forster Perisic and Forster for free. And Cameron Carter-Vickers, speaking of America, he's joined Celtic, and Golini has gone back to Atalanta. What's your feelings? Any other any feelings on Basuma? How is he going to impact your team?
I really like it. I mean, playing in all the competitions up to 60 games like we saw with Liverpool, Chelsea last year. Just wait.
Sorry.
You need depth, and Basuma is one of the best central midfielders in the league. I mean, even like with
solid
the players around him underneath Potter, which it's not a knock on Potter. He's been one of the best, I would say, easily top 10, maybe top 5 central midfielders, just pure central midfielder, not attacking, not defensive, just a central midfielder in the league. And I think that I just read a short article a couple days ago. I think the hardest part for Conte integrating him into the squad is getting the whole squad, to view themselves as a squad and not like, oh, these guys are our first 11, these guys are our reserves. Right. Especially for those 5 guys like with Skip, Bentancur, Højbjerg, and now Basuma.
And it says here on
Winks is probably gone.
I've got Dembele coming back on loan, Lo Celso, Gil, Sarr coming back from loan. Do you think most of these guys are going to stay, or do you think?
And Dombele is probably not going to stay. Lo Celso is probably gone. I will probably keep Sarr and Brian Hill. They'll probably get loaned out again after we get knocked out of the Carling. God damn it. The League Cup again. I keep saying the Carling Cup.
Carling Cup. Classic.
Fond memories, but yeah. I think the younger guys will hold on to, and Dombele, Lo Celso, I think they're gone. So that frees up a little more space, a little more salary room as well.
Alrighty. Well, let's move on to the other side of North London. Arsenal getting some good business done recently. We have Fabio Vieira, Matt Turner, which was, I think, decided last January transfer window, a goalkeeper.
It was, yeah.
Young Marquinhos, we spoke about a little bit last week. Guendouzi leaving, and also Mavropanos leaving as well to Stuttgart. Yeah. But most recently, Fabio Vieira is coming in. How's he going to slot in, Milo? How do you think?
I'd be absolutely lying through the back of my teeth if I said I knew a ton about this player. I got to miss. But I saw a tweet a couple of days ago that I've just grabbed my phone to read it so I don't make a mistake, because this is how I feel as well. This Arsenal fan said, I've been a huge fan of Fabio Vieira since 2 minutes ago. Bring it on. Yeah. It's, you know what? He looks like an exciting player, but I'm a little bit of a pessimist because of Nicolas Pepe. He looked like an exciting player too. And we all have seen what happened there. So, you know, these kind of players, we need depth. If he pans out, fantastic. If he doesn't, then so be it. He's young. I like the other players we're linked with heavily with Tielemans, which I think would be a great signing.
We'll talk some rumors in a minute. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah. We can. I can wait then. I can wait.
Yeah. So also, let's just talk a little bit about Chelsea. Haven't signed anyone for any money yet. We'll talk about some rumors. Rudiger's left. Christensen is left as well. Danny Drinkwater's left. Conor Gallagher he's been signed from the 23s, as well as Armando Broja. He was on loan at Southampton as well. So not much business from Chelsea yet, though we'll talk about their rumors coming up here. Also, Manchester City, obviously we talked about Haaland last week, and Julian Alvarez, his returning from his loan. He's been lighting it up in Argentina. And they've sold Pedro Porro to Sporting. If any of these guys you want to chime in on, feel free, anybody. Liverpool, they've got recently signed Calvin Ramsey right back. Any thoughts on that guy there?
Well, I don't know who that is, but I do have something to say about this whole Sadio Mane thing.
Oh yeah,
whatever. And a lot of, and I heard like ESPN and FC talking about the move from Sadio Mane, and I kind of agree with what they were saying. And one of the guys on the ESPN and FC said that there's nobody that they can bring in that would make Liverpool the same team that they were with Sadio Mane. And then I sat back and thought about it. I was like, the impact of one person, like on the outside, what Sadio Mane brought to Liverpool's club and what he did and everything for Liverpool. It's going to be a different Liverpool club next year, though. You get what I'm saying? It's going to be a whole different feel, like of being out on the field and not having him over there and saying that this is our guy. We can depend on him on the outside. I think Luis Diaz is a great player, but I don't think that he's as talented, even faster, or near as fast as what Sadio Mane, or probably near his skill. They're probably like near the same skill level. But as far as like speed, agility, and aggressiveness towards the football goes, I don't think it's going to be matched with Sadio Mane's toughness, man. I think Mane is going to be very well missed at Liverpool. I think he's probably, I'm not going to say he's going to regret doing it, but we have seen players who go to Bayern become better, like guys like Leroy Sané, because at City he wasn't near as have as much prowess as he does now playing for City as he does for Bayern now. So it's just, I don't know, man. It's going to be a different team for us next year. But I'm just saying it's gonna be different, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Speaking of Bayern signed Ryan Gravenberch and Sadio Mane, as you mentioned. they sold Mark Roca to Leeds, which is an interesting move. Also, Mazraoui from Ajax as well as a right back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, big moves. Real Madrid have signed Tchouaméni for 88 mil.
Carl, why don't you go over the Man United confirmed
Oh,
signings?
Manchester United. We have so many. We've signed. Maybe you guys have heard of these guys. We've brought to the club Anthony Martial back from loan. Andres Pereira back from loan. Tuanzebe back from loan. You know, it's all happening. It's all happening. Pelestri, Chung. I mean, I don't know how many of these guys have a future, but it's we have zero. We've signed 0 players, and we've let go of Matic, Pogba, Lingard, Mata, Cavani. So you know, it's tough times. It's tough times.
Yeah.
I'm happy to get to the rumors section on this one. You know,
I was going to say the rumors section. You're heavily involved.
yeah, we got some nice rumors. Should we move on to rumors? Let's move on to rumors. Those are more fun.
Wait,
Real quick.
Did
Oh,
Don
yeah, go ahead.
touch on, did Don touch on the Darwin Nunez?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last week, but yeah, we could talk about Darwin. Yeah, let's talk. What do you think of Darwin, Don?
I haven't I gotta see him play, man. I haven't seen him play because he played in another league that I don't watch. I gotta see him play before I give you my evaluation. I'm evaluating him on a lot of things, and I'll come back next week with my report. You know what I'm saying? So
Cash wants to know if he'll be the next Lukaku or the next Suarez.
Ooh.
Who?
He's rumored to be he's rumored to be the next. He's the in between Suarez and Cavani. That's what they're saying.
Nah, maybe Jordan Lukaku, but not no Romelu Lukaku. That's not happening. That's not happening.
Oh, does Darwin have asthma? That's a good question.
Everyone at Liverpool does, apparently.
Yeah,
Watch out, mouth in here. I don't like the disrespect in here tonight, man. Watch out, mouth in here, bro. Justice, all right? On justice, y'all better watch out, mouth.
Before we jump into, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Hailey.
I was just gonna say very quickly because you mentioned Real Madrid earlier. Tchouaméni. I mean, we mentioned it and we kind of jumped right over it. I mean, what a midfield for the next 5-10 years. At Real Madrid. Holy smokes!
But what a price for a 22-year-old. It's pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, the scouts must be seeing something else. I mean, I see a player in there, but 88 million. I don't know. It seems like pretty steep for. Seems pretty steep, but I don't know. Maybe it's justified. They got Valverde, Camavinga, and Tchouaméni. That's their midfield for a bit.
Yeah, that's pretty stout.
That's solid. You've got a bit of everything in those the midfielders.
Yeah.
Hoff, sorry man, I interrupted you earlier.
Oh, it's okay. I was just gonna say, I just wanted to mention Villa real quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They made a few transfers that I really like personally. They got Boubacar Kamara on a free from Marseille, who's really good. I really enjoy watching him. They got Diego Carlos at center back from Sevilla, who's also really good. And they, I think they paid 20 million for Coutinho, which that's not too bad for especially the production he already gave them in January. And Barcelona, I feel like Barcelona's just cutting bait at that point. But I think honestly, I feel like it's every year with either Villa or Everton. I'm always like, oh wow, these are really good looking signings. And then you look at the table in April and May and you're like, what the hell happened? So right now I think they look like good signings, but we'll see.
Yeah.
See how they put it together.
Do you get the sense, Hoff, that players want to play for Gerrard?
I do. What's the kid's central midfielder? Is it Ramsey, the young kid?
Yeah,
that plays for them.
Jordan.
Yeah, I feel like he's a good example of what Gerrard can. Well, Gerrard's just trying to make him in Gerrard's image, and it's working so far. I think he's developing really nicely. But I think that's a good blueprint to show guys oh, look what I'm doing. Or Jacob Ramsey.
Jacob, sorry, yeah.
look what I'm doing with this kid. But I mean, so far, I don't think Gerrard has done much wrong as a manager in his entire career. So until he proves otherwise, I think he's a decent manager.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's looking good.
Yeah, he is.
Let's see here. What else do we got? Let's look at some rumors. We'll start with Liverpool. Liverpool is rumored with Gavi. What do you think about that?
Not happening.
Not happening?
No, that's not. No, that's
May
dead.
29th. It's a rumor. I'm not making this up.
That's dead, man.
That's dead?
That's
All right,
terrible.
let's see. Manchester City.
That room up is just seeking attention. That's crazy. But Gavin, you serious?
I can look up who it was. Let me see who it
Nah,
was.
that's
But here,
bugging.
Manchester City. We got some nice rumors here from Manchester City. Mark
Aren't they?
Cucurella,
Yeah.
which is apparently done.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Calvin
it's apparently done.
Phillips.
Yeah.
Calvin Phillips also linked
Ooh.
with PSG out of nowhere. PSG out of nowhere. So
I
don't know.
can't see him. I can't see him leaving the Premier League,
Yeah,
Wow.
but I can see him moving clubs.
Yeah.
I have his
So-
Calvin Phillips nationality as English and Jamaican. Actually, did he play for Jamaica?
No, but I mean, if one of his parents is
Oh,
Jamaican,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
he probably could. But I mean, he's played for England now, so
Yeah. Calvin Phillips, I think, would be kind of a Fernandinho-ish replacement, right?
Yeah.
For
That's a good replacement for
City.
him.
And
I
then
feel like
Zinch-
he really waned off during the season, though. You know what I mean? Like,
he had an injury, I think, big injury. I want to say.
did he? Okay.
Actually, I don't know.
Is that like a Bielsa thing, playing for Bielsa? Because I feel like the whole
Maybe.
squad was like that.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. But I mean, I'd like to see him. You know, just because he played that kind of anchoring role for England. He played pretty well as well for that tournament. I'd just like to see him kick on. You know, take the next step.
Let's see. Rumors going to Chelsea. What do you think about Hiley? What do you think about Raheem Sterling going to Chelsea? That's been pretty heavily rumored. Kind of a quick, pacey winger. What do you think about Raheem?
Well, they
going
have
to Chelsea?
Pulisic, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Pulisic. It was a Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi,
Yeah.
Werner.
Werner.
Ziyech has a tendency to
That's
play off the right for sure. I don't know. Raheem Sterling, it seems like he's played for every Premier League team, right? Like, I don't know. It could
Journeyman.
work. Yeah, he's a journeyman for sure. It could work. I don't see him going to Chelsea and necessarily becoming the man per se, right? But he's been playing in the English league for how long now? He's better off staying at the English league, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm kind of meh about him going to Chelsea. I could be a utility player at best, maybe a sub, but I don't see him becoming like a starter.
Is it me or-
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Does he feel like one of the most overhyped players?
I mean,
Raheem
I
Sterling?
think
don't know
maybe
if
the
he's
English.
overhyped.
I think the English public loves like a pacey player.
no. I can tell you, the majority of England fans cannot stand Raheem.
Okay.
So I saw Stefan in the chat earlier say that Sterling was England's best forward, and listen, is he England's fastest forward? 100%. Is he England's most nimble forward? 100%. When it comes to the final third, though, that final decision making, and the clinical shooting, he has patches, purple patches. But my grandma had purple patches, man. All I'm saying. So, like, I'm just, I don't want to take too much away from him because I think he's a good player to a point. But I think he does lack in that final third, just that decision-making process. But the speed on him, it's so hard to leave him out of a team because it is such a massive threat. But, like, if he was better with that final ball, I think England would score so many more goals, and so would he.
Yeah.
And let me say, I don't think he's like England's worst player. I just think he's overhyped. Like, he's better than Rashford in my opinion. But it's just
I
Whoa,
disagree.
I think he's
better than
more
who?
productive. He's more productive than Rashford. I don't know that I would say he's better. You know what I mean? It's just
ain't no way he's better than Marcus Rashford. There's no way he's better than him.
Oh
But
man.
Milo used the perfect word. He's more productive, right? And at the end of the day, it's the numbers that talk, right? But I think in terms of just raw skill, I think Marcus Rashford has the advantage.
Look at the system. Look at the system he plays in, though. Look at the system that Raheem Sterling plays. He plays for one of the greatest coaches of all time, if not the greatest manager of all time. If you put Raheem Sterling on Manchester United, then you'd be able to see the type of productivity you would get out of him. But under that system, he's going to flourish.
Fair enough.
Into what he is. I'm just saying.
I actually completely agree. If you put Rashford in City's team, you'd see a completely different Marcus Rashford, probably.
All right, Carl, you rubbed me the wrong way tonight, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, watch it.
I'm just saying. All right, how about this? Ousmane Dembele to Chelsea. He's also rumored to go into Chelsea. I think that would be a great move for any team.
That'll be
because he's got the pace to compete in the Premier League, but against those defenders, they'll hack him down and he'll get injured again and he'll miss X amount of months again. So I could see it like being like a flash in the pan at best.
Yeah.
Chelsea's linked with a lot of people.
It's really interesting to see like all of these wingers linked to Chelsea, and Lukaku's probably going to be loaned to Inter. Not that he was scoring a lot anyways, but who's going to score goals for them?
they've joined the race with you for Richarlison, is what I'm reading.
Oh, that's a race.
Richarlison is in the race. Yeah, Chelsea. Jules Koundé as well. Jules Koundé. Center back. He's linked to Barca. If Barca can get their act together and sell Frankie for 50 million, it'll get done.
50 million.
Chelsea's got a lot of stuff going on. They haven't signed anybody on paper yet. Arsenal. Let's talk about some Arsenal rumors. Quite a few
Milo
players.
hates Arsenal.
We mentioned him earlier. Alvaro Morata. He's linked to Arsenal. It's trending up. So strikers, we got Morata, Jesus. Morata and Jesus. Those are your linked strikers. Morata's only 29.
No, Morata. That's not happening.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think I think we're all in for Jesus.
Hasn't City come in for? Oh no, Tottenham come in. Tottenham come in. For?
No, I don't think so. And then there is old matey on Twitter yesterday that met Jesus on holiday last weekend, and Jesus told him apparently that he's coming to Arsenal.
That's crazy.
Take from that what you will. You know, I'm just throwing that out there. Old matey on Twitter seems to think it's a done deal.
It seems like.
But
it
yeah,
done,
Morata, I've not really heard. I heard that ages and ages ago, but nothing more has come out of it. And I would not want Morata. He's not the answer to our problems. I mean, it's not like he lit up the Premier League last time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
True.
Jesus would be decent. I mean, again, same kind of player as we mentioned when we talked about Raheem Sterling, used to playing in that league. I just don't know that he's gonna, net 20, 25 goals a season for Arsenal. I don't.
That's because you haven't seen him as the main man.
That's what he needs, though, right?
Exactly.
Yep. Throw him in the fire. Yep.
We need a number 9, man, and I feel like he could do it.
You guys are also linked with small link with Alexander Zinchenko. I don't know about
that. I saw that as well. Yeah.
Also Rafinha.
He should be playing midfield, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. He's a great midfielder.
Rafinha is going to be a Pepe replacement, I think.
Oh, really?
Yep.
And then he will fight with Saka and Martinelli and Emil Smith-Rowe for those kind of winger positions.
And then Lisandro Martinez as well to Arsenal.
Yeah, he's also linked with you today.
He is linked with us. I mean, I feel like any Ajax player is going to be linked with us, though.
Does it make you concerned, though, Carl? I was thinking about this earlier, and I got to ask you this on the chat. Does it make you concerned that he only has the pick of the Europa League clubs? Like, does that concern you at all? Like, no Champions League clubs are in for him? Is there a reason for that?
I don't know, man. I'm in some Man United depression right now, bro. It's not good. Like I've lost all hope, you know? Which is it's actually nice, you know, like the Fight Club, you know? Losing all hope was freedom or whatever. You know? It's like it's very freeing. You know, I'm not concerned with this rumor, that rumor. I hear we hear everything. So it's like Pogba, Lukaku's, Lingard's, Rashford's.
That's crazy,
like,
man. I don't know how they let all those players
more.
go. That's terrible, man. Same thing with you guys in Arsenal, Milo. Let me ask you a question, Milo. Do you think y'all got better or worse when y'all let Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang go? Do you think that made y'all better or worse?
I don't think it. I honestly, truly don't think it changed anything for us because he wasn't producing anything at the time we let him go. So the team had to find a way to get points, score goals without him before he even left. So I think by that time, if you're carrying a dead stick, like we saw it with Ozil, it was just a waste of space on the field for about 6 months, and it cost us so many games. So yeah.
Mordecai in chat.
Only.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say I only said that because I heard you say all this stuff about Manchester United and looking at the players that United had recently. They had Lukaku. They had who else they've had? They've had a lot of good players and everything. They had Cavani, Pogba out on the field. And the thing that scares me the most though is this whole Chelsea team. I'm telling you, man, if Chelsea ever figure out how to make all that talent work on the field, it's gonna be scary days in the Premier League, man. It's gonna be scary days because you're facing Jorginho, N'Golo Kante, Christian Pulisic, Eduardo Mendy, man. If they find a way to make all that talent work for their team, it's gonna be scary times in the Premier League, man. I'm a believer in Chelsea. Like I said, I love my Liverpool to death, but I'm always looking at Chelsea like, man, you guys can whoop our ass if you really get it together. So I'm just saying, man, that's
They got a squad.
It's scary.
They're right there, right?
Sorry.
Like, no, I was just gonna say, Chelsea is right there. Also,
Yeah.
and I thought last year they could have finished first. So that's all I want to say.
Stefan in the chat says take Oba back his ass. Now, if you listen to the British media, you would think that letting Oba you'd think that letting Oba go was the worst mistake Arsenal have made in the history of football. Because they're you know what I mean? Like the media makes it sound like that. But Stefan, if you're a Barca fan, I assume you watch most, if not all, their games. I'm guessing you don't like the fact that Oba blows hot and cold. Like one game he could be amazing, and the next game it's like he just isn't interested.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's move to Manchester United's rumors. Oh boy, we got a lot. Well, let's start with midfield. We got Christian Eriksen, who's apparently gonna, he might choose Brentford over United, and that's just like, I mean, I understand he's got a Danish connection over there, the Denmark coach and everything, but I think, and also he's linked with Tottenham as well, Hoff. So I don't know. I'm sure you guys would make space for him over there. Yeah. But he would be a great addition to United as well. I just can't imagine he's gonna pick United over Tottenham if Tottenham offers him something. And also we're obviously linked with Frankie De Jong, and Ten Hag has gone on record saying that he's gonna be the conductor for the next 5-10 years. Frankie has said himself that he wants to be the first man on the ball and build up, right? He wants to pick up the ball off the defenders. He wants to be the one that runs the show to some extent, I mean, with Barca's financial situation, we always talk about it in Discord like pretty much every day. Barca has access to so many, Spanish like when you think of Spain, you think of midfielders. And, they could cash in on Frankie and get a similar replacement for him. I think Frankie would be great for that Busquets role, right? That Sergio Busquets role when Busquets decides to retire. I'm not sure how old he is. I'm guessing he's maybe 33, 31, maybe somewhere around there.
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, so he's still got a couple of years to get that, that holding midfield role for Barca. There's signs are pointing towards an exit, I feel bad for the player because I know he wants to stay there, right? He wants to play at Barca. Barca is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and as a United fan, I completely admit that. You know, if you're a footballer, you want to play for Barca or Madrid, and then everyone else is kind of secondary. I think Ten Hag at United makes it way more attractive, though, and you know, he'll have some familiarity there, which is I think the only reason why De Jong is being linked. Or there's a high chance of it happening, right? If it was any other club for any random reason, I bet even if Pep wanted him, I don't think Frankie would really go. I think the Ten Hag situation and our lack of players in that position just is such a perfect fit. Though I'm not getting my hopes up, you know. Apparently, Frankie De Jong is. There's no rush for the deal because even if he wasn't signed, he'd be returning to the club in the second week of June. He'd be returning for preseason in the second week of July, at Barca. So there's still quite a bit of time. I think there's almost over 2.5 weeks of time. So this idea that they need to get the deal quickly is wrong. And also, United always takes their time in the transfer market on these big signings. They'll try to squeeze every little penny out of it. Sancho, they took an extra year, basically. And, you know, to be honest, is Frankie the key to qualifying for Champions League? I think he would make it a lot easier. Should we be able to qualify without him? We do need someone to replace numbers, you know. We need numbers to replace Matic and Pogba and, you know, even Lingard, right? Mata, all these guys. We do need replacements from somewhere. And I think Frankie de Jong might be the first kind of domino that gets the other signings coming. Yeah, but you know, like I said, no hopes, no expectation for United.
So Cartwheel, are you like be honest with me, fam? Because you sound like you got some you know, you sound like you seriously got something to say on your chest. Are you excited about Erik Ten Hag, bro? Be honest. Are you excited about him?
I am excited, yeah, because he's you know, he has a clear-cut plan of how he wants football played. And that is, and he has proven it. He can coach it. He can make it happen, and that's really what we need. And he plays in a somewhat attractive way. It might not be like all-out attack like United used to like, you know, but it's a nice structured style of play, possession-based game. And if he can instill those values at United, I think that'll bring kind of some sort of vibe back to Old Trafford, and that's what I hope. That's what I hope. Yeah. But if it doesn't happen, I mean, I don't even want to think about that yet, you know. But it could easily not happen, and I'm very aware of that, and I'm not getting ahead of myself. But yeah,
the excitement for Ralph was similar.
No, okay, yeah. Let's talk about Ralph. We can basically turn this into.
It's therapy time for Cartwheel, yo.
No. Okay, so here's the thing about Ralph. Ralph basically just called everybody out. And no manager that wants to have a long-term future at a club is going to just call everybody out. He said he talked about the next coming transfer windows as though United cannot make any more mistakes. They have to be impeccable in the transfer markets. And when you say something like that, you're obviously referring to the fact that the last couple transfer markets have been absolutely trash, you know? And then he also said a phrase along the lines of 10 to 12 players have to leave the club and we need to rotate them out. You don't hear that very often from a manager who's looking for a long-term deal. He also said the club needs open heart surgery. Right, he said this isn't just like a quick fix. This is like open heart surgery. You know, this is like they need to change the whole. And if you're looking to have a long-term successful relationship with the squad, I don't think those are the right words to do it. Also, I want to say over 70% of the staff, right? Richard Arnold, John Murto, head scouts, you know. All these director of football, all these positions have all been rotated, right? So like, there's a picture we posted in Discord. It's like all these players have changed. Obviously, coaching side has changed, but also the front office side has changed as well. Lots of changes, and Ten Hag is the manager that's going to be leading it. I do feel that it's heading in the right direction, because I mean I don't think it could have got much worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that, Highly? Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll
Go
go
ahead,
if I can first, just because Manchester United, like I said, that's the team that I support the most, right?
Right.
Ralph Rangnick was right. I hate to be pessimistic. I don't want to make you more depressed, Cart. I'm sorry, man. But that team, the team needs to be blown up practically. You know, like blown up and like it. How can you have on paper such talent and skill and players that are so poorly utilized? Look at Fred. Okay,
Word.
did anyone know that Fred had some form of offensive prowess to him? No, because he was always in a defensive role, and people think, well, he's not very skilled. Someone like Fred really works really hard, game in and game out, might make some boneheaded decisions, but you saw when he moved forward, he really could generate stuff. I mean, he had some nifty assists towards the end of the season. That little back heel flick with his right foot, his weaker right foot, to Ronaldo, who smashed it in, I forget against which team. I don't want to dwell too much on Fred because he causes a lot of people either love Fred or hate Fred. Yeah. But it's true that there is something culturally wrong at Manchester United that 3, 4, 5 managers have come in and haven't been able to bring such a glorious team with such a long and winding history of success to that kind of glory. How on earth did they not make the Champions League last season? How do you explain that? You brought in, some would argue, the greatest goal scorer of all time.
Oh.
Did I get kicked out?
Yeah, just hop back in.
Oh, right in the middle of my rant? Really?
The greatest goal scorer.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, I had the fan. You were spitting facts, right? I had the fan going and everything. It was I was like, ooh, that boy spitting facts.
I hold Manchester United to probably the highest standard of all the clubs in the English league. Okay, so that's why when I speak like this, I get a little fired up. How do you bring in Ronaldo and not qualify for the freaking Champions League? How does that happen? Sancho, Donny van de Beek. Van de Beek, arguably one of the best passers out there.
He's great.
Who used him properly? How do we know what Donny van de Beek? Unless we go and check his old highlights on YouTube.
Yeah.
The team really needs a better culture, and I think Ten Hag is the guy who can. And I didn't care much for Ole, to be honest. I didn't really care much for Ralph, even though he made some really good points at the end there. And to your point, Cartwheel, I don't think he was interested in sticking around. I think he kind of saw it from both spectrums, right? Management and dealing with the players. He's like, screw this, I'm out. But Ten Hag is good because he knows how to unite his players, and that is what they need. They need to, as I alluded to earlier, they need to play as a unit, and they don't play as a unit. It's a bunch of selfish players who underperform, who rely way too much on talent as opposed to actually sticking to a game plan to win. So hopefully Ten Hag can be that guy.
Yeah,
that boy's spitting.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely. Also, one thing. I don't know if you guys saw that leaked conversation with the fans with Richard Arnold. He mentioned that two of the, there was a lot of dressing room leaks about this and that, about Rangnick and all this. And he said two of the people who've been leaking things have left the club. And I think he was alluding to Paul Pogba and new TikTok famous Jesse Lingard. Did you guys see that? He announced his TikTok in New York City. That was pretty funny. So, I have a feeling those are the two. I don't think he was talking about Juan Mata and Matic. I think he was talking about those two. So
I have a question for the United fans. How excited are you for the Pogumentary?
I'd like to see it. Is it out yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Just the fact that there's going to be one is everything that's wrong with Paul Pogba right there, in a nutshell.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Like,
Stefan says it's already out.
I think it came out Friday. Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. I was thinking about doing a watch party, maybe.
Pogba's do it. Yeah, let's do it. I'm up for it.
Hey, Carp, we're gonna be throwing stuff at the TV and stuff. He's lying. He's lying.
Pogba's supremely talented. He was just not fit for English soccer. That's the problem. He likes to hold on to the ball. He likes to shield and get all cute with it and stuff. That does not work in the Premier League. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't.
You know, and I love Pogba. I watched him at Juventus. He was a machine. Watch him with France. He's incredible. Probably one of the best passers in the world, but just not suited to English soccer, and it showed.
Yeah, I don't mind Pogba. But I just think it was a bad. He at Juventus. Look at the squad around him. You know, Pirlo, Vidal. You know, just those two guys in midfield with him, and he's playing with Fred and McTominay now, and it's just he's. I'm sure it's a combination of both, right? Obviously now he's gonna make it look like nothing was his fault, right? But I think there is a tendency to maybe overblame him for. I mean, like, imagine you're Paul Pogba and you go from playing with Pirlo and Vidal to playing with Fred and McTominay. You're gonna lose a little bit of fire, you know, which he may not have had in the first place. You know, he's got Kanté around him, he got Griezmann in the French team. You know,
the
like
money helps.
The money, money helps. You know, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Yeah. Anything else? You guys can any topics you guys want to talk about? Anything Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool related?
Yeah, I want to say something about what Highly Unconvinced has said about you know, how do you make the players and stuff like come together and everything. And I think there's gonna be a willingness of the players to do that for United, is to remember what the club is about and have a prestige of saying, this is our club and this is what we're trying to do and this is the place that we want to get. But I think it's a willingness of the players, because the coach can only do so much. And a lot of times, man, it's not even the coach's fault for real that the team isn't working. It's a matter of what the players are doing on the field to get the job done. Because you can say we're gonna go out here and execute this strategy, guys, but if you don't want to, but if the players aren't willing to do that, then that's not your fault. You have to as a player, you have to be willing to get out there and win and do what you know is gonna get you a win and is gonna get you victory and everything like that. So I totally agree with what you're saying, man. I agree, bro. They have to want it for themselves, man, and it's really frustrating though. Like, I see the frustration on your face. It's really frustrating knowing that a club like that with that much history, one of the winningest clubs throughout the whole of European as well as world football, is in this state that it's in right now. And I get where you're coming from with that though. I get you.
I'll say one last thing about that. Last thing, I promise. I'm sorry, I don't mean to hog the space, but since it's Manchester United, I think it's also important that, like, we have to, even though I did mention it, it might be hypocritical of me to say this whole, all the history and all we're this, and like, you can't use that as a selling point anymore when you're trying to bring players in. It's, hey, we're ushering in a new era and we want you, Frankie, to be that orchestrator, to be the maestro in the midfield and stuff like that. I think that's how you spin it. That's how you pitch it. Not, come on, look at what we've done. Let's bring in this legend to convince you that it's amazing to play at Manchester United or whatnot. I think that needs to be revamped as well. So
I just don't know I don't know that works anymore, Highly. I think, honestly, unfortunately, it's money that talks in the game. And I hate that. I hate that, because if it was about that, I said years ago, well, not years ago, whenever Mbappe first kind of appeared on the scene, I said, if I'm Thierry Henry, right, I'm French, I love Arsenal, I'm spending time with Mbappe at youth level, I'm selling him on Arsenal the club, you know, go see if you can beat my goal scoring record. Like, they'll love you forever, they'll build a statue of you, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think those tactics work now. It's just money. And it sucks. There might be one in 100 or 1 in 1,000 players that think like that now, and it really, unfortunately, that's one of the negatives for me about modern day football.
Yeah, that's true, bro. Yeah, that's true.
All right, we got a question here from chat. Oh yeah, go ahead, Don.
No, I was just gonna say, man, it's just frustrating seeing guys not have a killer instinct anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? Because remember back in the day, people had a willingness to win no matter how much they was getting paid and everything. Michael Jordan played a game where he had 108-degree flu, and he still gave you 38 and 9. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy to see people not have it. And Kobe Bryant had a torn Achilles when he remember that clip where he went to the free throw line and he could barely walk, and he went there and drained the free throw. So, man, people just don't have a killer instinct anymore, man. And it's really sad to see, man. There's a few players out there. Maybe Ronaldo has a willingness to win, and maybe maybe a lot of guys out there. Ederson, maybe, but it's a few. It's only a few out there, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
All right, here we go. Who will get top 4 next season? What do you guys think? Let's give you a second to think about it. If anybody knows, go ahead. I got to think about mine.
In the Premier League?
In the Prem.
Oh, okay, in the Prem. Okay, cool.
City, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Are we all good with City, Liverpool?
Yep, that's true.
I think City, Liverpool top 4.
Yeah.
So those last 2 spots.
Liverpool winning.
How about this? Can anyone break into the top 4 that was outside the top 6? Like a Villa, like Newcastle and Everton.
Actually, do you know what, Newcastle? I'm a little. They're linked with DCL today, right? We didn't cover that in the rumors, but I saw that. But like Newcastle, with all the money, right? We know they're a newly rich club, but they're not linked with anyone really of any like superstar quality yet. And I wonder. I feel like. When you have this money, you have to put the manager there first, almost, right? They need to get a manager in that then other players are going to want to play for. Otherwise, it would just be a team of mercenaries at the hands of Eddie Howe.
If they take the kind of the Man City approach, I think City signed Mark Hughes, was it? Or no, was it? Or was Mancini the first manager there?
Was it like Tevez?
I want to say it was Mark Hughes first, then Mancini, then
was
Pellegrini.
Hughes there when they took over, and Mancini was their first hire?
Oh, he was the first hire. Okay.
I think.
Okay. Yeah, something like that.
Pellegrini.
So they'll need like a Mancini type. Yeah, Eddie Howe's great. Yeah. I like him.
But I just don't think any superstar players looking at them going.
Exactly. I feel like he's more of a Mark Hughes kind of. Superstars.
Yep.
Maybe some superstars seeing Mark Hughes and saying I want to go there, but. I think another move Man City did was they stole top talent from their competitors, right? I want to say Gareth Barry and if you want to call him a top talent. Samir Nasri and Clichy and Sanya.
Adebayor.
Yeah, so the Chris Wood move is Matt Target, I think, from either Liverpool or Villa. Or Villa. They signed him up. So we'll see. And now you mentioned Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That's the first thing I thought about was they're kind of taking points from their competitor almost. Let's see what chat says here. Oh, that's an interesting topic, Cash. We can talk about that as well. Liverpool, City, the United, Chelsea from NL. Jula's got City, Liverpool, and Chelsea at least.
If Arsenal sign Jesus, I agree with Cash. If Arsenal sign Jesus, we will be top 4, 100%. I think.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, but
without a number 9.
Liverpool, City, Tottenham, Chelsea. That seems same as this year then. Oh, in that order. Okay. Yeah,
that's true.
I'm not gonna say United in top 4. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna set myself up for that. I'm not gonna set myself up for that. No. Can't do it.
I mean, you guys are obviously going to be around. I think you're going to be on the same similar level to us again.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about your chances. I still think like Kane and Son have both stayed relatively injury free for several years. One of them's do something. You know what I mean? And I feel like you could struggle a little without those two.
I mean,
one of those two, but
my answer is going to be different at the end of the transfer window than it is right now, most likely. So right now, I think 4th place is a toss-up between London clubs, basically Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, and you could throw Man United in there. I probably wouldn't right now. Actually, I'd throw West Ham in there right now. Between those 4 London clubs, could be for 4th place. That would be a hell of a watch at the end of the season.
Yeah.
He's not had a lot of injury spot jobs, has he, Kane? I mean, I don't. Obviously, look, I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't watch every Tottenham game. I watch 2. I watch 2 of them a season. You know what I mean? And that's when they play us. So, as far as I'm aware, Kane has stayed relatively healthy. apart from minor knocks.
Yeah, he's not Lou Gehrig, but I mean, like I would say maybe once every 2-3 seasons he'll miss 10 games, 15 games.
Okay.
But yeah.
But not consecutively very often, right? Maybe like 1 or 2 here.
Yeah. So there was one. He had one really bad ankle injury, and he missed a good chunk of the season.
Okay.
But and his ankle. I mean, every once in a while, when he misses 1 or 2 games, it's normally his ankle or his hamstring.
I love how people are writing Arsenal off. You know what? Keep doing it, guys, because we're a young team, and I think we overperformed this season. That team is young enough; it should just get better.
I just want to see.
Keep writing us off.
He said anybody outside of the top 4 this year, Newcastle. I think if you look at Newcastle, but the question is like, who would want to play for Newcastle? I'm not saying they're a bad club, but they haven't been winning a lot. Like, that name still isn't attractive. If I told you they finished as high as they did this year, all of us in here would still probably be surprised that they finished that high because they aren't known for winning. So it's just a fact that I feel like Newcastle can do, but they're just gonna have to do more, like you said, with the whole manager thing. Get a manager in there that everybody wants to play for, and after that comes the players and everything. So I agree with the whole Newcastle thing, but that's not a winning club. If I'm playing FIFA 23 for the first time, that's the first club I'm gonna try the game out against. Give me a win.
Well, I mean, they got the new owners, right? So there's a little hype around those new owners, the Saudi group or whatever.
Yeah, Mordechai, we've definitely struggled against Liverpool, and I'm the first one to admit it. I talked about it on the show. Arteta does not have an answer for Klopp's team yet. He just hasn't.
See, this is a little off topic. Open panel. What do you guys know anything about the Live Golf thing that's going on?
Live Golf? What?
Yeah.
No? Okay. It's the same Saudi the same Saudi group that bought Newcastle is starting a rival golf tournament to the PGA Tour.
What?
And it's a huge thing here in golf land here, because the Saudis were apparently behind 9/11. Apparently, I know what's not the word. Allegedly, that's the word. Allegedly, and also the Jamal Khashoggi, the American journalist, was murdered there. And this is the same group that's owning Newcastle. And there's a lot of resistance. Just as there was resistance to them buying Newcastle, there's a lot of resistance to players from the PGA Tour, American players joining that golf tournament, which is they're making hundreds of millions of dollars to go play over there. So it's just interesting. This idea of sports washing, where you kind of tie political, you take fandom and you kind of you sports wash. You kind of like change the opinion of politics, in some way. I don't know enough about it. We were talking about Newcastle and that just popped into mind. It's the open panel.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they offering big money?
Massive money.
They paid
money.
Dustin Johnson like $150 million straight, like just to join them. That's before any prizes. And Dustin Johnson's only won $120 million on the PGA Tour. Before then. So he's already made more just by joining them. Then they don't even have a TV deal because no broadcaster wants to like touch that whole Saudi thing. It's crazy. It's really fascinating.
Let's do a couple more, maybe a couple more minutes. Question: Do you think new football is better than old football? Like, I think we're talking like 90s football versus today's football. What do you prefer? What do you think is better?
90s all day, every day for me. It's not even close.
Yeah, it's a whole different feel, man. Just to feel around the game and everything. It seems more of like a business approach to the game now, rather than actually going out and just competing and trying to win and giving it your all, man. Because a lot of guys choose not even to play defense anymore in football, man. It's really crazy because now it's rare that you see like a 1-0 game now. You know what I mean? Or like a 0-0 draw or something like that. Those are rare games now. So, and back in the 90s and the early 2000s, that's really a lot of what you saw and everything. So it's, yeah, man, I'm with Milo on this one, Milo. We in the 90s, baby. Yes, sir.
Let's look at it as a whole, though, right? Business, as a business, football, and as far as like, you know, entertainment value, I would say it has technically increased, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the details, but I'm just gonna assume.
I don't think the football is necessarily more entertaining now. I think there were some absolute banger matches back in the 90s, and the league still, especially in the Premier League, it still had that physicality. The amount of players that were world class was also different. Like when you look at Serie A and La Liga and the Premier League, there was just a lot of talent out there. And I just, I don't know. Don't get me wrong, man. I love football now. I do. But, like, I think if you ask me that question straight up, every time I'm going to say I preferred football back then. Maybe it's just reminiscing. I don't know.
Do you think that's a case? So, you maybe it is reminiscing. Do you feel like you were seeing more the frequency of better matches, like opponent versus opponent, was better back then, or?
I do, because I think it was a lot, maybe a little bit more open as to who could win it. The Super Club thing hadn't come in yet, which you know, I think that definitely marred football for a certain amount of time. I don't think it's recovered yet fully. Okay. Maybe it will. I think that definitely, the money side, and what we touched upon earlier with what Hiley and I were discussing, which is players that don't, you know, now it's all about the money. There were players in the 90s that came to play for Arsenal because they just loved the club, the history of the club, and the other players that were there, and you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that's cool. You also had players that stayed with one club their entire career, which, you know, is rare now. I think Gerrard was probably the last big one, maybe.
Yeah, maybe before that, or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like
not
Tony
from the
Adams
90s, but yeah,
brings to mind for Arsenal. You know, like it's just I don't know.
Okay, look, I'm gonna stretch this highly. Like, okay, so if you take this idea that we had better players playing each other more often, wouldn't that be a case for the European Super League?
Absolutely not.
But that's the only way to bring back that type of football.
No, man. Listen, in the 90s, I can promise you, no one wanted to mess with tradition.
Oh, no. I'm not saying mess with tradition. I'm saying like if the claim is in the 90s there were better individual footballers playing each other more often and whatnot, and that's not what's happening now. The only way to make that happen is some sort of Champions League, some sort of ESL, some sort of type of thing, you know, some sort of thing like that. Otherwise, you're not going to get that. There's no way to recapture that and create moments like that for kids that they had in the 90s.
I understand what you're doing, but I don't correlate the two in the same case, because I don't think it was necessarily individual player quality was better, and that's the reason for it. But like I do think, you know, for me, I don't like the Champions League compared to the European Cup. I think it should only be the league winners. I think everyone else should be in the UEFA Cup if we're going to have another tournament. Honestly, I think the European Cup should be just the the Champions League should just be the champions as well. That's something else I believe in. But like, yeah, I don't know. What I didn't like about the ESL is you're taking clubs out of the Premier League.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
they weren't doing that. They weren't doing that.
Yeah, they were.
No, they were going to do this. They were going to take them out of the Champions League.
Okay, they're going to take them out of the Champions League, and then you'd still have the Champions League.
It would basically be the Europa League at that point, right?
Yeah, I don't.
So Milo, based on what you were saying, are you saying if you had just the top, like, so essentially the winners of every league play in the Champions League, are you implying that you would have to expand the reach, maybe go into, like, let's say, I don't know, Asian countries and get top performers, top performing teams out of there as well? If you're eliminating, let's say, like, you know, the second, third, and fourth placed teams in the Premier League within the Champions League, am I making sense right now?
I think it would be a great idea. So, in effect, create a Club World Cup that is just the champions. So, like, if the Champions League was the champions of every major league globally, I think that would be pretty exciting.
I think it would be very lopsided.
It would be, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's where. But long term, would it help grow the sport in those places, and then they would get better teams and better players? I just, you don't know. Right? I just, yeah.
Anyways,
I can see it. My concern about your idea is just then does the Champions League become like the #1 most watched tournament at that point, when there are so many other people who are devoted to so many other teams, and there will be many more teams playing in what did you call it, the Europa? The Europa, right? Would be
the UEFA Cup, basically, right? I was so vehemently against the Super League. Everyone probably remembers. I'm pretty sure I did a 2-hour rant stream.
Wow. The Champions League is basically that. You know, I mean, not exactly that. And they got to change the word from ESL to something else. But you know. I think the whole idea was no relegation.
Sure, whoever called me a boomer, that's fine. You can call me a boomer.
Highly, could you turn your mic up just a touch, Highly? I got you all the way up, all the way. Just a little bit. Anyways, let's move on. Guys, if any more topics, please bring them next week. We'll talk about them.
For the record, I just want to say that the first super team in recent history of soccer was that 2011 Manchester City team that the Abu Dhabi United group had bought and got all those superstars on their team. But I'm just, there's something to think about. Just saying, I feel some kind of way about that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I mean, for me, Chelsea. For me, Chelsea kicked it all off. Abramovich kicked it all off.
Not really, bro. Not really, because City started it first, though. City had been done that season when they won the title. Like, that's one of the greatest seasons in history. They were the first team to put together a super team just to win. That was a win now team. You know what I'm saying?
So we're talking Chelsea from 2003.
Yeah, we're talking 2003.
2003 Chelsea.
Oh, my bad. Okay, my bad.
They did it way back then. And then
Abramovich came. We were talking about this in Discord the other day, Don. So like Abramovich came in and spent like 250 million. It had never been done.
Yeah,
it was unheard of, and it was a team of mercenaries thrown together. They didn't win instantly. But they did. They did
Jose
obviously go on. Yeah, they did obviously go on to do very well.
Who is going to be Newcastle's Jose?
I didn't know that really happened. It's crazy. I didn't know that.
Okay, last open panel topic. Who is the next Newcastle United manager? One name. Let's go. I'll go first. I'll say Pep Guardiola.
What the hell?
I can see that. I can see that.
All right, Highly, what are you thinking?
No, man. I mean, I'm gonna have to ride your coattails on that one, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I
that'd
could
be
see
great.
that for sure.
Hoff?
Mourinho.
Oh, that'd be great too.
The goat.
Don?
Newcastle United's manager?
The next manager after Eddie Howe.
Man, the question is, anybody want that job? I mean, I'm just saying.
They're gonna have a lot of money. They're gonna have a squad soon.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know who they're gonna get, man. But I hope that he can win with that club, because that's not exactly a winning team. So I don't have any prediction for it, man. Anybody want to choose a manager for me? Then go right ahead.
How about Pochettino? Mauricio Pochettino.
Yeah, Pochettino.
Someone said Ten Hag.
Arsene Wenger.
Bro, he said Steve Bruce.
He was already there, no? Milo, who's the next manager for Newcastle?
Arsene Wenger.
Arsene Wenger.
Arsene Wenger.
No, I actually think Pochettino is a good shout, but I think they'll give Eddie Howe at least a year.
At least, I think so. Alrighty, let's move on. I'm not sure how my timing is going here, but let's just talk a little bit about eFootball and any other games you guys got. Season 2 kicked off last Thursday. Many of us in chat are eFootball fans, as well as I know all of you guys play eFootball as well for the most part. What are you guys' thoughts about the game? Anything you want to talk about? Any top hidden gem transfers? Anybody you're really enjoying playing with? Anybody got anybody? Anyone they cut from the team recently?
Oh yeah. You know I made some cuts last night. I cut a whole bunch of them damn bums off my team last night. everybody got it. If you was 66, if you 66 and lower, bro, I can't do nothing with you, man. But outside of that, I feel like on Xbox Series X, 'cause I play on the Series X or whatever, man, and I think eFootball is a great, simulation of the game. It's probably the most realistic simulation that we're gonna get on console and everything. But I do think that they need to implement some type of option file thing for for console players, because I get tired of sitting in edit mode for 40 hours. I be looking for my paycheck at the end of the week. I'm like, man, I've been here 40 hours editing all these teams and stuff, man. They need to do some type of online server, something like 2K does, and let you download the strips and everything of the teams and everything like that. They need to do something like that. And I think that eFootball really needs to capitalize on this momentum that they got going on too with the game and stuff, man. But they're at a critical moment where the 0.9 version was so disappointing to where people was like, man, this is, I really don't want to play this and stuff and everything, man. So now they really can't. I don't know how y'all feel, but they really can't afford to mess up now, because if they one false move, man, and it's gonna be tragic for them. But I'm enjoying the game. I think the game is absolutely brilliant, man. I'm loving it.
Okay, I'm
nice.
Can I
Milo, go ahead, yeah.
Just because I just want to follow on to something Dom was saying there.
Yeah. Come on, Milo.
My concern is, don't get me wrong, I'm really enjoying it. I'm playing it, yada yada yada. We'll get to players and all that stuff. But
yeah,
I don't think Konami give a shiny shite, honestly, about the momentum or any of it, because the fact that they just shut it down for a month means they couldn't care less. Their strategy is. I don't think it's meant to be offensive. Who did we lose? Highly?
We lost Highly for a moment.
Okay.
There he is.
He'll be back. There he is. I don't think they mean it to be offensive to the fan base. I think they mean maybe it's a cultural thing. Maybe it's just their business model. Do you know what I mean? They're just like, this is our plan. This is what we're going to do. And we're not going to listen to any of that noise in North America or Europe, where the majority of the complaints are coming from. Although I don't speak Japanese, I did hear a lot of people in Japan were really unhappy about it as well. I can't confirm that, because I would have no way of knowing without watching a stream that was being translated. So apart from that, because I'm an idiot, and when they release Legends, I'm like, ooh, Legends, and I start spending money because I'm an absolute idiot. Just like the rest of us. So it's just one of those things. But dude, if they want to get me, they just have to release an Arsenal box, and I'll chuck $150 straight at it. It's not even a question. Like, if they put Dennis Bergkamp there, I'll just keep cha-ching, and they know it.
Such a good business model, man.
It really is, and I will admit, it's my fault. Apart from that, I don't want to go on for too much longer. Let me just say, Luis Diaz with your eFootball points, he is so good to play with.
Ooh, good shout. Good shout.
Offensively, he's great, and he has those defensive trackback stacks that really, for me, they made him stand out way more than Vinny Jr.
Defensive engagement, right? That one.
Yeah, defensive engagement,
yeah.
Highly, any thoughts about the current state of eFootball? Any players?
Sure. So I didn't lose 7 in a row in this week so far. Nice. No, it's so I noticed one thing while I'm streaming and I'm playing, I have a tendency to look away from the game and pay attention to chat and stuff like that. And that might, I don't want to make excuses, that might be a bit of a distraction. I realize the game punishes you. It is, this is one of my best friends who watches me play, and he said it, and he's absolutely right. The game is relentless in how it punishes you for the smallest mistake. Because it's slower paced. You turn in the apps, you make one wrong dribble in one direction, the ball is taken away from you and you have a hard time tracking back to pick up. So yes, to Don's point, it's much more of a simulation, which is why I will take it 10 times out of 10 over FIFA.
Yeah, on God, you're right.
And I'll tell you this, Cart, to answer your question, what I appreciate about it, the current state that it's in, is that what was our biggest gripe as PES players or eFootball players over the last 2+ years? The servers, online game modes. It was hard to connect online and keep a consistent, I mean, at least here in Canada, I really felt that way. And what I appreciate is that they're moving towards this almost strictly online only mode. You're seeing a lot of like the big streamers who play FIFA and stuff like that. They're loving this game. They are legitimately enjoying it because they see like, okay, the learning curve is absolutely maddening, right? Like you have to play a good God knows how many hours to really get used to it, especially if you're transitioning, if you're leaving behind FIFA and coming over to eFootball.
Yeah.
In terms of a business model, I'm happy to give Konami my money because I've made the mistake of giving EA money and gotten nothing in return. Whereas at least in this business model, you know what you're getting for the money that you're putting in. So I'm okay with it. I don't always condone it necessarily, but I see it as much less of a betting or a gambling kind of activity than FIFA and packs and all that kind of stuff. However, they could use a little more content. What they've done so far for season 2 with the premium objectives and all that kind of stuff, I think they've really set themselves up to keep
money.
the momentum going. Make money. Think about it.
I think
You're right. Milo, you know, what I appreciate about you is you're always calling me out when I talk about these things. You're like, just remember, it's the money. You know.
So I think the telltale sign about eFootball is going to be what they do with this Master League and the edit mode and the exhibition modes and using all the teams, because they plan on selling all of this stuff to the people and everything. Can I ask y'all a question though? How much would y'all sell Master League for to players like like for DLC? How much would you make that? How much would you make that mode? If you could pick a number, how much money would that be to charge
$30.
people?
Yeah, just Master League somewhere around there.
Okay.
If they packaged it with everything else, yeah, maybe.
The thing for me is, Don, like, Cartwheel and I met because I was streaming. I didn't play online football games. I didn't like I played FIFA for a long time. I didn't like player v player on FIFA because it was all about the meta and spamming certain controls
and pace.
Right?
Yeah.
So I tried to customize FIFA's sliders the best I could to get a simulation type feel. That's what I used to do.
Man.
Yeah, so when I switched to PES, I was like, man, I love how football feels on this. So what I did is I was playing a Legends League mode. It was all legend players from the 90s right through. Each team had their like all-time players on it, and it had all the classic kits from the 90s and stuff, and I was in heaven. I created a custom league, and I was playing it on stream. I just started streaming, and Cartwheel raided me one night, and then his chat taught me into playing fucking my club, and then now that's the end. Now I've done
I'm on my club myself. Nice. I've never done like an ultimate team mode before, man. Even on 2K, because I'm a big basketball player. You know, if y'all watch me and everything, like I'm a big basketball player. Like I'm a huge basketball mind. But I've never done like my team. Yeah, I'm on Series X, so I've never done it before, and now I'm doing it. Like, man, I'll roll like a 77 whoever, and I'll be mad. I'll be like, damn, bro, I was trying to get Pirlo. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta spend more money to get him in there, but I've never done it before, so now I'm stuck in the rabbit hole too, fam. We in there together, brother. So you know, it's crazy, man.
I still play 2K, but I only play the Dynasty mode, like franchise mode, because I don't want to get involved in the my team aspect on that, because I think that would be another black hole, and my budget for that is taken up with PES.
I've done a college. I got a college basketball league going, and I've made like 30 of the best college teams in the country and stuff.
Nice.
I've done that on the game, and like designed all the floors in the arenas and stuff. So I do college basketball in there. But that's good to know, though, Milo, man. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I love hoops, man.
Hoff,
definitely.
What do you think, man?
The first time I played since the new update was last Tuesday, because as of Monday I hadn't played it since it had been updated. Overall gameplay, I like it. I just played a couple games today where the guy I was playing against just spammed the or I'm on Xbox, so he spammed the B tackle button, and he's hacking my guys. Nothing's called. He scores a goal. I'm pissed. I'm like, why am I playing this game? So I don't know if that's. I feel like that's been an issue.
Yeah.
For the past X amount of years, is the referees foul.
You ain't lying. They be blind, though, boy. Stuff. Man, ooh, they be blind on that game. They
but overall, I like it. Too. I'm glad you brought up that point, Highly, about what you're paying for. I wonder, and it's just me thinking out loud, I wonder if Konami's just like completely steering clear, and I don't know if that's the case, of the gambling stuff because something's coming. Like EA, I wouldn't be surprised, like with the new whatever it's called, the EA Football Club or whatever they're the same game but new name. Right. I wonder if it's gonna go that model so they can avoid some of the anti-gambling stuff that's going to be coming, could potentially be coming. I thought that, I'm really glad you brought that up because I hadn't really thought about that. Especially with like kids growing up now.
Yeah, we'll see where this the microtransactions goes. They've taken it. Konami's doing a pack thing, right? All these new packs came out, these kind of booster packs or whatever you want to call it, almost like like Magic or what's it called, Magic the Gathering or Pokemon. You buy the booster pack to start your deck or whatever. So it's kind of they're kind of doing that type of feel. We'll see. But we'll see where it goes from there.
Do you think? Yeah. I have a feeling that it's this instead of a battle pass, though.
Yeah, this premium objective is the battle pass thing.
Yeah,
right? That's the whole. They don't. Yeah. It's not displayed the same way, but that's basically what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, what it is.
All right, guys, let's move on. We're gonna be cutting close time. This is a quick "Who am I?" Okay, so I'm gonna tell you the names of 5 players, and the player we're looking for has played with all these players. Okay, so we'll start with the first 2. We have Stefan Savic, and Gregors Krychowiak. Gregors Krychowiak. I'm gonna give you one more. And Alfonso Areola. Alfonso Areola, I believe he's the goalkeeper. I don't know who the Gregors Krychowiak is. I believe he might be a center back. Krychowiak. And Stefan Savic is a center back. Okay, he's a defensive mid. Okay, so those are 3. We have 2 more after this, and I also have a clue. So if you can think of the player that has played with all of these players, Stefan Savic, Krychowiak. I'll put it in the chat as we're up here. Can I edit it? I can't. Krychowiak. Any idea?
Hoff and Milo are making me panic because I saw them both look down and start to write stuff. I'm like,
no,
pad. Yep.
All right.
I can't say
we have. Next up is Peter Cech. He's played with Peter Cech, Alfonso Areola, Stefan Savic, and Krychowiak. Right? This can be club level or national level or... Yeah. At 2 minutes on the clock, I'll give you the last name. We have about 30 seconds if anyone's got an idea.
If I say an idea, am I out?
No. Go for it.
Granit Xhaka.
No, not Granit Xhaka.
Good
guess.
Good guess, though. All right. Next up, we have Cesar Azpilicueta as the final clue. And I'll give you the hint as well, with time on mind, because I think we're gonna be cutting close tonight. He has reached the semis, lost and won the final of the Europa League with 3 different clubs. He has reached the semis with 3 different clubs of the Europa League. He's lost it in the final and won in the final, apparently.
Damn, Cartwheel, you are a demon with these questions, bro.
Yeah, this one's a tricky one. But he is a recent player. He's currently playing. I'm going to give another clue. He played with Cesar Azpilicueta for his national team. So Stefan Savic, Krychowiak, Afonso Areola, Peter Cech, Cesar Azpilicueta with the national team, aka he is Spanish.
I want to guess even Rakitic.
Close, but no.
Damn.
I'm going to give another clue. That is the correct position. He's a bit of a center midfielder. Not Koke, no. Not David Luiz.
Where is David Luiz now?
I think he's in Brazil.
He's with Flamengo, I think.
I think so. Yeah. All right, 20 seconds left. Good guess, Marcos. Not Marcos Alonso. Not Gabi. No. Krychowiak is one of the clues. He's one of the clues.
Yeah.
He's one of the clues, Twist. So he's played with Krychowiak, Savic, Stefan Savic, Afonso Areola, Peter Cech, and Cesar Azpilicueta with the national team. No, not Fabregas, not Arteta. He's
Cazorla.
Oh, not Cazorla. Not Cazorla.
Ooh.
Is it? Oh shit.
I feel
Is
like
it
you were about to
Rodri?
say. Oh no, it's not Rodri. It's not Rodri.
Is it Nzonzi?
No, not Nzonzi. So he's Spanish.
Yeah.
The player is Spanish. It's not Isco.
No,
I'm gonna keep giving clues.
He didn't play with Czech.
He played with Czech at Arsenal.
Yeah,
But Waleed said Arteta.
Not Arteta. Not Arteta.
that's a good guess.
All right, Cash, what other Spaniards have we had?
There you go. He played with Krychowiak at Sevilla.
Sevilla, yeah.
He is a midfielder. It's not Cazorla.
It's not Reyes. It'll be after Reyes.
No, I think he's still playing somewhere.
Is it Coquelin?
No,
Coquelin?
not Coquelin.
No, he's French.
Yeah, he's not Spanish.
Savic, he played with Savic at City. Not Ceballos,
Yeah.
but very
Not
close in a way.
Ceballos.
Not Danny
Dennis
Ceballos. Dennis
Suarez?
Suarez is correct.
Oh,
Dennis
wow.
Suarez is
Damn, that
correct.
was close.
All right,
Well
guys.
done, Stefan.
Well done, Stefan. Guys, on your screen, get the interactive quiz ready. We got to blow through this one. Actually, we're cutting it close. I think. On nice one. Okay, here we go. All right, so it's set up for mobile. All right, guys, on your screen above the chat, you can click on the quiz kit. Click on that. Yeah, set up, guys. Set up. Everyone set up. You can click on the quiz kit above chat on mobile. On desktop, it'll be around where Don's name is on the screen, around that area, right below Hoff. There'll be a little button you can click to get to see that.
Oh, that's a good shout, Waleed. Monreal. How can I forget
Monreal
Nacho?
as well. Monreal
There we
as
go.
well, yeah.
Got it.
So yeah, guys, if you get that, you guys, whoever wins gets to select a. You get a slideshow on the stream for the next week, or until the next Monday wrap-up show, which is hopefully next week. Every question is not going to be the same. This one is actually very random. There's a little bit of World Cup here. There's a little bit of Champions League in here.
All right.
It's random. This one's completely random. Okay. Are you guys ready in chat? Or at least Milo, Hoff, and Don, everybody? You guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's start it up, guys. And for the sake of time, here we go. We'll start it up. I've clicked start. Which national team has appeared in the most World Cup finals? Was it Brazil, Argentina, Germany, or Uruguay? Which team has appeared in the most finals? In the most finals. 30 seconds per question. So, you guys can Take your time. Uh-oh, we lost Highly. Why do we keep losing Highly? Is it moving him to the AFK channel?
No, I'm here. Yeah, when I go AFK, sometimes it does that. But
okay.
I'm here.
Okay, I'm just curious why it keeps moving you. Okay.
I got Germany, man.
All right, the correct answer is Germany.
Yes.
Oh, 3. Oh, wow. 6 people. Okay. There we go. Germany.
Yeah, I put Brazil, and I fucking remembered it was Germany about 30 seconds later. Never change your answers, guys. Remember that.
All right, we're gonna queue up the next one. Here we go. Next one. Sending to players. Germany has been in 8 finals. They've won 4. Brazil has won the most. All right, here we go. Next question. I don't know if it was counting Germany. It was Germany. How many times has Sergio Aguero won the Golden Boot in the Premier League? 0, 1, 2, or 3 times? How many times has he won the Golden Boot in the Premier League? Sergio Aguero. The legendary Aguero, who said he would never leave Man City until they won a Champions League. Legendary. All right.
I'm going with 2. I think he did it twice.
3, 2, 1. The correct answer is. Oh, it's waiting. Holding. Correct answer is. You think it's once, Twist? Oh no, why isn't it letting me show the correct answer yet? It says it's waiting for players. The correct answer is once. No one got it right. Oh, that's a tricky question.
Damn.
Correct answer is once.
I was off by 1.
I thought it was 0 as well.
He's won it once. All right, no points. Well, I guess you can lose points too, though, right? All right, we're sending to players. Let's see. Give it a little time. We got a couple more. We might have to keep our quotes for next week or something like that. All right, here we go. Next one up is. All right, it's trying to send it. Who has scored the most goals in the Champions League without ever winning the Champions League? Who has scored the most goals in the Champions League without ever winning the Champions League? Edison Cavani, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Sergio Aguero, or Antoine Griezmann? Or Haaland, yeah, maybe Haaland. What year was it? That's a good question, Bottle. I'll look that up while this is going.
I don't think I'm doing very well on this quiz.
Oh, I don't know about this question, man.
2014-15, he won it.
Griezmann, maybe Griezmann.
Hey, what's up, Sonny?
Maybe.
I'm gonna reveal the answer right as it's ready, just for the sake of time. Here we go. Let's see. Who was it? The correct answer is Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ooh.
Damn.
Everyone was split between the two there. Very
I can't
nice.
believe he didn't win it.
Yeah, he never won it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ads.
Oh no, ads.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
The ads.
Oh, did you take off the pre-roll cut?
I did.
Okay.
I think I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why you should use your Prime sub.
Use your Prime
here.
subs, guys. All right, here we go. There we go. Next up, use your Prime sub. Use your sub. Here we go. Next question. We have. Why does it take so long to go? Who is the first person to score 50 goals in 3 of the top 5 leagues in Europe? Who is the first player to score 50 goals in 3 of the top 5 leagues in Europe? I think it's 50 goals in each of the top 5.
50 in. Ooh, yeah, that's a
Top 5 leagues.
That's a stout question, man. You are a champion with these questions, Cartwheel, man.
Hey, we got some football fans in the chat, man. We got to challenge them. We got to challenge them.
Ooh,
We have some good Googlers in the chat too.
Yeah, they might be Googlers.
You can't go wrong
much,
with.
we did so much football trivia on a Sunday night hockey. We
I've
did
had
so much trivia.
I've had to find some
Ed and
ones we haven't
Jekko.
done as well.
Come on, Jekko.
Let's see what the
I said
correct
Jekko.
answer is.
Come on.
Come on, Jekko.
Let's see what the correct question is. There's the answer. You got too many wrong for agreeing. The correct answer is Eden Dzeko.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's a good
Yes,
one.
Eden
sir.
Dzeko is the correct
Yes,
answer.
sir. You can count on them like that header.
There it
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
Not Pinaldo. No. I mean, he might have done it now. I don't know. Did he score 50 in Italy? I don't know. But yeah, Dzeko did it in
Probably.
2018 for, I think, Inter. He scored. Nice, Sacco. Nice, nice. All right, next question. We have Brazilian Ronnie Heberson is said to have the strongest shot ever. How fast was his shot in kilometers per hour? Was it 187 kilometers per hour, 198 kilometers per hour,
Damn.
206 kilometers per hour, or 211? This is
He's not kicking.
this is random. You got to just pick randomly here, guys.
This is
I
like
mean,
a count the beans question.
this is a count the
You-
beans
you ain't
question,
lying.
man.
How many beans are in the jar?
Hey, I'll say how many beans are in the jar, bro. He's not kicking that. He's not kicking no 211 kilometers. Now I don't care who he is. You're throwing a hip out of socket doing that.
Apparently, it was from a dead ball. It was with his left foot,
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Hell no.
and it was. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta wait for the thing. I don't know how fast Ronaldo's clocked in at. The correct answer is 211 kilometers per hour. It's
Get
like
the fuck, man. Hell.
210.9.
No,
210.9.
That's not happening.
That's what they say.
They're lying, bro. They're lying, bro.
There's a
The
video
ball-
on YouTube.
The ball would melt. You know.
There's a
what I'm
video on
saying?
YouTube.
Like what, man? Okay, bro. All right, whatever.
That's what it
The
said.
ball would melt, bro. The threading would come out.
All right, we got two
That's
more,
crazy.
real quick.
211. Come on, but it's okay, bro.
Next question.
Terrible.
Number 6. Who was the first? What was the first game televised in the UK on the BBC? Was it Wealdstone versus Barnet, Blackburn versus Charlton, England versus Italy, or Bolton versus Blackpool? Clue: this was in the 1940s. The 1940s.
Damn, they had TV then? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting story. This
I bet the game wasn't in, I bet it wasn't in color though. I know that.
20
Let me
minutes
see,
after the game, it was in the Athenian League.
Damn.
Yep.
The first half an hour was the first half. Oh no, they were only able to televise 20 minutes of the game because it became dark. It was too dark in the stadium, so they were televising, but you couldn't see anything.
I'm gonna say Blackburn versus Charlton, yeah.
Correct answer: Wealdstone versus Barnet.
Man.
Never heard of them. These are very obscure trivia. I wonder if you're better off not answering some of these questions for points. Interesting.
I would have been 100% better off not answering any of them.
And the final question. The final question of the trivia is: who is the oldest player to appear at a World Cup? Who is the oldest player to appear at a World Cup? Roger Milla, Assam El Hadari, Farid Mondagron, or Dino Zoff? Farid.
Mondragon.
Oh, Farid. Farid
I got a-
Mondagron.
Farid the Mondragon. I got a gun on Battlefield 1 called a Mondragon. I don't know, man. I can't guess. Your guess as good as mine is. I'm not
All right, I have a feeling this quiz was too hard.
It was tough.
I'm gonna
I think this one was too hard. I gotta find a happy medium. I don't want it to be easy though, you know.
You said that
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, last week was pretty straightforward though. It was too.
Yeah.
It was just like technical.
Bottle said I'm clicking and praying.
I think, oh, guys, by the way, Cash is the one that's pushing for these hard quizzes. So if you have problems with the quizzes, ask Cash. All right, the correct answer was Essam El Haderi at 45 years old, 5 months and 10 days. He's an Egyptian player. Next up was Mondegran at 43 years old for a Colombian, and Roger Milla at 42 for Cameroon. And Dino Zoff was the oldest player to play in a World Cup final at 40 something. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, all right. Let's see what the results are. I mean, we're pushing it right to the end of the time. I think we'll have to. You guys can save your best subs and worst sub for next week. Maybe might be a better.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, no worries, man.
We can just chat up for the last. Oh wow.
The only thing I do have to do is my joke of the week.
Yeah, we could do like things like that and stuff. Wait, so who's contestant number 20? I mean, Iran Sports wins otherwise.
I think that was me. I think I'm contesting number
You're number 20. You're 14. Who's 20? Because then we already have a slideshow. Iran gets to add to his 3-picture slideshow. Wait, so someone could have won the whole thing in one question.
Yeah. Don't.
Wow.
That's how you win. You don't answer.
There you go. I'll
Sure.
keep the tough ones coming.
So guys, those of you that don't know, when you click on that little quiz icon, go to Manage Access, and you can make sure your account is approved to this thing, and it'll put your name on there.
Stefan's got second right now. No one's claiming 20. Zagon, you're 20? All right, Zagon, you get to pick it.
Nice one, Zagon.
Zagon, well done.
Yeah, good job, bro.
Well done.
What question did you get right?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, which question did you get right exactly? GG. 13 is Stefan. All right. Well, I'll take your word for it. I had no reason to say. I mean, someone could have just said they were 20, though. You know.
Yeah.
That would have been. Next time we'll have to to make sure everyone gets the names in.
Yeah.
All right, it's got a couple minutes left. I think we went a little longer in the other sections this week.
Yeah.
Guys want to? Okay, everybody here, exclamation! Check everybody out on Twitter. All their links are there. I mean, Highly's on Twitch, Milo's on Twitch, Dond205's on Twitch, Hoff's on Twitch and YouTube as well. Hoff has a fantasy Premier League, like a franchise mode that he's trying to get off the ground here. I'll post the link to the Discord and chat if that's cool with you, Hoff.
Yep, sure.
Let me, guys, check it out. Guys, feel free to plug whatever's coming up. Anything you want to talk about?
I got nothing massive. Got the new pint series starts in July, I think, early July for ACC. So GT Racing returns Sunday afternoons. Apart from that, I'm playing through Red Dead and I'm playing eFootball. That's about all I have time for at the moment.
Nice.
But off stream, I'm usually in my Discord in the evening if I'm playing something for a couple hours. So feel free to come by and say hello and just chill and shoot the shit.
Hell yeah.
Nice. Don, you said you're streaming later tonight?
Yeah, I'm about to go live after I throw these steak fries in the oven, man. But outside of that, I'm highly convinced, Hoff and Milo, I just want to, and you too, Carl, I just want to continue to encourage y'all, man, to keep doing what y'all doing, man. Y'all are some great sports minds, great people, great men in life and stuff, man. To keep y'all streaming, keep your dreams and everything going, man, because it's a lot out here in this world that tries to stop you from being who you are and what you destined to be, man. But a lot of your destiny is tied to what's in your heart. So, do what's in your heart, man, and everything, man. I just want to tell y'all, man, you're doing a great job, Cartwheel, man. God bless you, man. Thank you for the opportunity, bro. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, man. Certainly.
Appreciate it, man. Enjoy having me on it.
Hell yeah. And facts. I mean.
Let's see. Highly, anything else you want to add? Highly Unconvinced
I mean,
on Twitch.
I don't know how I'm supposed to top that, you know.
He done.
We gotta make Don go last.
No, I swear I wanted to.
I get the breaching.
No, he's spot on, Cart. You know, you work so hard, and you know, like I don't know if you know this, and no pressure, and no pressure or anything, but you're putting like you're like uniting us in a way. So like that's kind of that's very admirable.
Appreciate it. Yeah, it's
good on you, man. Good on you. Keep up the fantastic work. And when I come into your streams, I watch you because I need to learn how to be as zen as you, because it is.
Hey, Cartwood, can I ask you a question, bro?
It gets tricky.
Can I ask a question, yo?
Yeah.
Is that a like? That's your real hair? Is that a weed?
Oh, of course. You one of these post shows, you'll see something will happen.
I didn't know that was your real hair. That's what's up. Okay. I thought it was like.
I mean, can your real hair do this? You know. There you go. Now there you go.
You missed the hair reveal, didn't you?
We did a hair reveal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Nice. All right. So it is a wig then. All right. Nice. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was your real hair for a minute. I was like, word, that's what's up then.
Yeah, all good. Hoff, anything you want to add? Fantasy Prem?
Yeah, just to expand on the FPL Dynasty plug. So if you don't know what a Dynasty League is, it's a fantasy league that's designed to run as long as you want to run. You draft a team and you keep those guys and as long as you want. You can trade them, or as long as they're in the league, obviously. So if a guy gets transferred to Spain, you can't have him. But yeah, it's real fun. It is for money, I will say that. I'm putting a ton of work into it, and I know, like, for something that runs that long, I encourage people to put time into it. And if you do well, I mean, you'll get a little. It's not a huge amount of money, but you'll get a prize at the end. So yeah,
sounds good, man. Well, thank you all for being on, as always. And you guys are telling me that I'm bringing you guys together, but honestly, without you guys, it's you guys make it fun. It makes it more enjoyable with more people, and I'd like to have more people on in the future as well. So I mean, if you guys know of anybody who'd be interested in joining, feel free to invite them as well, and more the merrier. And
we got to get my buddy Mike on. Maybe around the NFL season, if he is up for it, because he has a radio show, right? So like,
okay.
Contractually, he might not be able to appear on another media platform. So I'll have to talk to him about it. I'm serious, because he might have an issue with that. But I will talk to him about it and see if he'll come on, because that would be funny. He's a pretty funny cat. But can I leave? I've got to run because I'm going to go help the wife with the twins.
We'll wrap it up there.
We'll wrap it up there. Dad joke.
Dad joke. Real quick, dad joke.
I have to do it. It's become a tradition. Why do ducks have feathers on their tails?
Why, bro?
Why?
To cover their butt quacks.
Oh my God! Wow.
And with that, we're wrapping up the show there. That's the closer.
Oh yeah. That's it. Good one to end on.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good job, man.
Thank you, guys.
Good night, Kurt.
Yeah,
Good
we'll
night,
see you,
everyone. Thank you.
See you, man. Thanks for having us, bro.
Hell yeah, man.
It's the Monday Weekend Wrap Up. It's the Monday Weekend Wrap Up. It's the Monday Weekend.